back once again, like the Renegade Master. Welcome to episode 3 of the Geeky Dads podcast. I'm yet again Ian Duffy. Happy to be here again. With me, as always, is Chris Moss.
Sega!
Mike Shelshire.
Once again with the Renegade Master. Hi, yes, it's Mike.
You've lost him now.
I'm going to get one of these openings, fine.
You know what? Let's just go with it this time. And Craig Edwards.
Was it? I can't even do it myself now. Hello.
Hello. How is everybody?
Yes, good.
Brilliant. Is Michael composed himself now?
Yeah, absolutely. But like, fucking hell. What was that?
Well, I don't know. I just thought it'd be funny.
Back once again with the Renegade Master. Is what the fuck?
Oh, genius.
Thank you very much.
I like it.
I was practicing it all day.
You could tell.
Yeah.
And you didn't expect me to come on and just go, fucking hell. What the fuck is that?
This is very true. So I'll start off with what I've been binging this week. I finally finished He-Man Revelations.
Ooh, cool.
And you know what? It wasn't that bad. I really actually enjoyed it. It had more twists and turns than a Metal Gear Solid, though. I will tell you that. But yeah, I mean, the ending's really like quite left you waiting for more. And
don't go too much into it. I'm still not watching it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Kev Smith knocked it out of the park, especially with the line from our friend. Yeah, especially with that line from Fisto. you knew he was going to do it.
Yeah, of course.
And he did it. But yeah, it was really good. I actually did try a bit of Cowboy Bebop as well, and you know what? It wasn't that bad. But I think it's mainly because I probably haven't watched I watched the anime series about 10 years ago, so faded in my memory. But you know what? It was all right. I liked it.
Why not?
Yeah. So, Chris, anything that you've been playing, binging?
Well, went to see Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is excellent, and I think we're going to talk about that later, aren't we? So
yeah, we are.
That's cool. I finally got around to watching the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye on Disney Plus yesterday. Yeah, that's really good. I'm liking that. It's got off to a good start. So yeah,
brilliant.
And apart from that, League of Legends is pretty dead because it's the end of the season. So kind of doing dailies on Magic Arena. Played a lot of Eternal. Eternal's another digital card game by Direwolf Gaming. It's on iOS and Android and on Steam as well and all that sort of jazz. And one of the guys on YouTube that I subscribe to, he's the guy that I tend to kind of go to for deck lists and what have you. And he's put out a couple of good ones for the new set and what have you. So I've just been churning through daily quests and stuff on Eternal as well, but really enjoying it. It's right up my street, that sort of style of deck. It's a nice, fancy little control deck. So, steal all your opponent's stuff and beat them around the head with it. So it's all good.
Sounds absolutely delightful.
Yes.
Michael, what about you?
Fuck all other than work.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yay!
Pretty much done work all week. Then come home, sleep, go back to work. So yeah, I've not really watched a lot, to be honest with you. Yeah, I've not done a lot.
Oh dear. Craig, what about you?
Me still on Final Fantasy 12. 12 hours into it now, so got a big chunk done out of it. I'm happy about that, and just been still watching Dragon Ball with my daughter. So I'm happy now because she comes back going, let's watch Goku. I'm like, no. Good.
Yeah, so
We can watch it now. She was like, let's watch Goku. So I'm like, I'm happy now. So she definitely wants to watch it. She's enjoying it. So I'm on the right track.
You've done well.
I'm on the right track with her.
Just FYI, it looks like Primark are actually selling kids Dragon Ball Z clothes. I saw it the other day.
Oh, nice. I'll have to have a look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can got a Batman 1989 logo.
That'd be useful for me.
Yeah, we got adults as well.
Oh, actually, you probably would. Do have nephews and nieces.
Sure, yeah, that's what I'm gonna. Tommy's not into that yet, so I've just bought him some Among Us instead for Christmas.
My nephew, like my nephew, is like obsessed with just Minecraft at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy's gone off Minecraft. He's playing. He's still playing Fortnite with me. I mean, the plague descended upon our house at the weekend, so Tommy had to go and stay at my mum's. And on Saturday night, I said, "Well, we'll go on. We'll join up on Fortnite, and we'll play." And I don't know if you've seen his status on Facebook, but no, the little bugger did. He shot me with a rocket launcher and set me on fire.
And then sat down to play Fortnite.
I think the younger children in my family are all like into dinosaurs still. Like they're that young that like they're not really into any sort of like.
Dinosaurs are awesome.
Yes,
you can't go wrong with dinosaurs.
Well, our Finn can like name dinosaurs as well. He's like 3 years.
Do that, yeah.
Fucking 3 years old. Like
Yeah.
You put a picture in front of him and you'd be like, oh, that's like
Parasaurolophus.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of a really long name, like I can't think of any.
Argentinosaurus.
Yeah.
Talking about retro games. Now, what we all decided was we're going to pick 5 retro games each that are our favourites, and we're just going to talk about all 5. We'll take turns naming one, and then we'll talk about it, and then move on to the next one, and so forth. So I'm going to start with mine, and it is Doom for the PC from early 90s.
The what? Sorry?
Doom.
June. Oh, June.
Doom.
Doom.
Doom. So Doom 2 and Doom. Oh, what's the last one called? The final Doom.
There was lots of Dooms.
There was, and the best thing about Doom was that it could be customized, wasn't it? They had those WAD files, so somebody made a Ghostbusters one, somebody
the
made
WAD files, yeah.
Different. Yeah, the WAD files, yeah. Yeah, and it was just like, so one day you could be playing Doom, but it's a Ghostbusters level or Sesame Street. I've seen.
Not originally, you couldn't do that.
Not originally.
No, what I remember originally about Doom was the first time I ever played Doom was via a shareware PC, like sort of like disc that came on like the front of a magazine.
Yeah.
And I remember playing Doom on a PC, but it came on like a front like cover of like some sort of fucking magazine or something. And you played like the first like it wasn't even the first 3 levels, it was the whole game. It was shareware, wasn't it? It was,
yeah.
So you could play like the first like game, the first like I think it was like 12 levels or something. And then you get to the end of the first 12 levels and get destroyed by demons.
Yeah,
a load of demons would just come and destroy you, no matter what you did. A load of demons would come and destroy you. I remember playing it, on a 486. I was obsessed with playing that.
It was a brilliant game, absolutely.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I used to play on my dad's like PC in his office, and I think it was like Compact Passario or something like stupid.
Nice.
I really like the new ones of them as well on the Xbox. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
I've got the new one. I've got Doom 3 BFG editions. That's got the original Doom games as well on the PS3. Tommy was playing that a few months ago. Actually, he was absolutely shit at it, but he enjoyed it. He wants to play the new one, but I said no.
Because I was going to say, because Xbox have got perfect. They've got all like the Doom games on Xbox Pass. So I got like Doom 1, 2, 3. I just need to play them. So it's really good though.
Good luck finishing them.
Yeah.
I finished the first one and I'm halfway through the second one.
I finished the first, sort of base on the first one. It's really difficult. It's ridiculously difficult.
It
is. But it's just so much fun.
It is ridiculously good fun, yes.
Especially when you had God mode. Especially back in the day when you cheat.
Well, if you cheat, then yeah, of course you can just run through the levels.
Yeah.
Don't fucking. Was it IDDGAF or something like? I don't give a fuck or something.
Is that what it was?
Like that, yeah.
I think it was. Yeah. Hey, well, there was a cheat mode, and I think it was I don't give a fuck. That was the cheat.
That is actually quite funny.
Yeah, and it's funny how that's now become something that we use in text speech now. I don't
think I've ever used it.
Yeah.
People do.
I don't think I have
people
to be fair,
do though.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah, pesky kids these days shorten everything. Honestly,
which was absolutely done way before their time in Doom.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so moving on now. So, Chris, what's your first pick?
Right, my first pick goes back to 1985, and that's Friday the 13th on the Commodore 64, the Amstrad CPC, and the ZX Spectrum. I picked this one because I was looking back at games for the Amstrad, which was the first computer I had, and a load of them were by Amsoft. Loads of games from Amsoft, and I was really tempted to talk about one of those, but none of them kind of gave the same sort of they were all quite simplistic. Whereas Friday the 13th was wicked. Like, the whole idea was on each level, one of the characters was Jason, and you didn't know who it was. And there were loads of improvised weapons everywhere. There's a chainsaw. The chainsaw was really good. There's a pitchfork, a machete, and so on. And you had to go around and try and confront Jason before he either killed you or killed all your friends. So there were several people. I mean, obviously these are like CPUs, but there were several people kind of walking around the levels, and it was this kind of it was like side view, but with a kind of pseudo 3D sort of thing, because you could go up and down the screen.
Did you see this Amstrad?
Yeah.
Which Amstrad?
I had an Amstrad CPC 464.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and it was wicked. But you also had this little pic. I just remember this little woman's head, and I think it was supposed to be some kind of like a scareometer or fear meter or something like that, where her hair would start standing on end, sort of thing, to show how scared you were, sort of thing. But when Jason kind of revealed himself, he was a bloody nutter. I'm sure the music changed. That's what I remember, though. The music changed, and then he'd appear, and you'd just freak out. And he just, I mean, we all know Jason now.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Can you imagine if you played it now, though? Can you imagine if you played it now? Would you be scared?
No, would you? Hell, it's.
That's the thing that gets me. It's
That's it.
But this is the thing; it wasn't anything graphic, obviously, because everything was
pixels.
Exactly.
That's what I love about it, though.
I mean, I'm looking at the case for the cassette tape, because it was on cassette tape. It was also on floppy disk, probably, but on the cassette tape, and it's literally Jason's mask with a dagger through its eye, and blood all in the background. And I'm there thinking, if I saw a game like that, there's no way in hell I'd let Ben play something like that. And until he was way older. But
I get it, absolutely.
It was the combination of like the imagery on this cassette tape and the feeling you had playing it, even though
the thoughts in your own head that would tell you that was scary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I just thought it was ace. So,
I've never played that game, but I can imagine what you're saying. Like it's like absolutely, yeah, I get that completely.
Yeah, I thought it was great. So there you go. That's my first pick anyway. So
but with you say, I was going to say, though, with you saying about speaking of playing it now, have you played the online Friday the 13th game though? Now that's out.
I have. I've got it. I love
played
it.
on the Switch.
I've watched people play it.
I've played it on the Switch, and it's hilarious. We've sat there late at night playing.
It's good.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's absolutely hilarious.
As well, like the deaths in it are proper brutal. So.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. What was it? I got it the day it came out. Because like I'd heard about this, it was a Kickstarter for that game, and so I got it the first day, and you know what? I played it for months on end, and it was just amazing, just all the unique kills. So one time I was playing as Jason, I was chasing some councils, and there was only like 2 left. And and next thing I'll get this message of somebody on my PlayStation saying they're hiding in the. You look for somebody, they're hiding in the tent. So anyway, so I went over to the tent, did the sleeping bag kill them. I just messed. So thanks for that. So I said it's okay. They betrayed me, so I owe them. And what was the other one? And what was the other one? What was it? Oh, that was it. I was playing against 2 people and I had my microphone on. So I was Jason again. These 2 kids, and they all young kids. They all sound dead young. So I said, right. Yeah. So he's like me and 2 of them. So I said, right, I'll be nice. I said, right, one of you can kill whoever kills the other. I'll let you live. I'll let you get away. So this one lad kills the other one. And anyway, I just grabbed the other lad and killed him.
Welcome to the real world, kid.
Yeah, exactly. You said you'd let me live. I lied. Me Arnie impression.
You may die now.
But funny you should mention that game, Chris, because I actually, honest to God, about 2-3 weeks ago, I was actually watching a video about that very game.
Nice.
And as soon as you said one of the councils was Jason, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
So it was.
I think.
It was just.
To be fair.
Okay.
The reviews for it at the time were terrible.
Yeah.
Like I've got 13% here, 3 out of 10, 3 out of 10, and 4 out of 10. But I thought it was ace. So you know.
I've never heard of it, but I will look it up and I will play it.
Yes, do so.
Yeah, I played it on the NES as well, but that was interesting.
Nice.
But yeah, so Mike, what's your first pick?
My first pick is Impossible Mission on the Commodore 64.
Okay.
From 1984, believe it or not.
I don't believe it.
Yes, because the reason being for me was it was the first time I ever heard like a voice spoken on a computer game.
Okay.
So like I always remember when like got my Commodore and hearing this voice speak. It went it's something along the lines of another visitor. Stay away. Stay far. And it kind of like blew my mind, like the fact that there was a voice on the computer game. Because I only got my computer, like my Commodore 64 when I was 5 years old. So it's like, what was that, 1987? 1980. The first time I'd ever heard a computer speak was amazing to me. But then, like, playing the game is actually quite cool. So basically, the game is you play like a procedurally generated like map where you go up and down in an elevator and then go along through the map and then have to search through like computers for like map parts.
Mm-hmm.
So you go along and you find like map parts, and you would find like different things on different levels, and you would jump over by front flipping over like robots. These robots were like Daleks. They were like Daleks, and they would have like this this little like beam that would like electrocute you. And if they hit the little beam electrocuted you, that's it. You were dead. You had to start again. It was so ridiculously hard. I loved it so much though. Mainly just because of that start. just because of that fucking intro. I think at the beginning as well, it said something along the lines of, it said something stupid like, "Kill him, my robots!" And it was before it went into the other part. I think that it was so amazing to hear a voice on a computer.
That's cool.
And I become obsessed with that game. And I tried to complete it so many times. And I've never seen it completed except for once. I watched a YouTube video where someone completed it. And someone finally got to the end of it. And literally someone goes, "Ah, no!" And literally it's just like a professor's face. Just sort of like a 8-bit professor's face going,
"Yeah.
Oh no, you beat me!" And like it's not even that. It's some stupid thing, and that's it. That's the end. And I'm like, oh, what the?
That sounds a bit like like you get to the end and it's just like, well done, you've completed it after all that hard work.
That's basically like on this. On this, it was like an 8-bit picture of like a professor's face, and he says something along the lines of, I can't even remember what it is, but it's like something stupid, like, "Oh no!" And then like that's it.
Okay, so Craig, what would yours one be?
Mine would be my first game I'd pick is probably the first game that I can ever remember playing, which is Sonic. Sonic 1 for the Sega Mega Drive.
Oh, yes.
And like I said, it makes me laugh though. It's a game where
the Mega Drive or the Master System?
I did have a Master System as well, but
it was different on the. It was different on the Mega Drive.
It was, but I first had it on the Mega Drive, and that's when I first remember playing it. But like I say, it makes me laugh though. It's a game where you meant to go quick and you couldn't get to the fucking top speed of it half the time. There's that many stuff in the fucking way blocking your path where you have to jump over. Like a game where you're meant to be quick and there's fucking so many things that are blocking your path. But I can always remember the cheat code for it as well: up, down, left, right, aim, start, just to be able to select all the levels for it. And,
the reason I asked about like the Master System versus the Mega Drive version. The Mega Drive version had loads of like secret like parts to the levels that the Master System version didn't have. So you could drop down and like.
I'm not sure about that. So
you could drop down into like certain parts of the level and like open up parts of the map by just sort of like doing certain things. That wasn't in the Master System version.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. But even like in Sonic 2 as well, where you got like a buddy, Tails. Tails joined your party and being able to go supersonic as well. And like it was like, wow, you have to collect your 100 rings, jump up, and then comes Sonic 3 as well, and you're able to.
Oh shit! You never went supersonic without cheating.
Oh no! You'd have to put the cheat code in. That's the only way to do it. Yeah, no, there's no other way of doing it. Like you'd have to. Put
there is. I've done it.
Yeah, it's getting the what's it called? All the emeralds. Obviously, yeah, you get all the emeralds on that second thing where you have to spin around and everything on it, which was bloody impossible as well. You touched a bomb and blew up and lost all your fucking rings on it. I'm currently
having palpitations. Yeah. It's impossible. Fucking hell, I've done it.
Yeah, I think Craig just got triggered then when you said that.
And then there's Sonic 3 as well, where it introduced Knuckles, and you can actually save your game on Sonic 3 as well. Like, it'd save, if you did the level, it'd save it as well, and you're able to go back to it, which was really
when they
good.
first brought the saves into the Sega, didn't they?
And then,
I think they did with Sonic 3. Yeah.
But they started to try doing the whole 3D thing. I can understand why they're doing it because of all the consoles that are coming out at the time. But
Do you know?
It stick to the basics, and when Sonic Mania come out, it was just brilliant. They just kept it simple like the original, and it was awesome. Sonic Mania, it was absolutely brilliant.
Slightly before the Sonic 3 game, I think the Batman game had a save as well.
I can't remember. Did it? Batman one. No,
it did. Yeah. Before the Sonic 3 game, the Batman game had saves.
No, I can't remember the Batman one really.
Just one for the Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I used to have that as well.
But yeah, that's my Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, well, it's back to me. So I'm going to go this time with a PlayStation 1 game. And it's going to be WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
So SmackDown 1 was good. I mean, it was good. It was addictive. But then when you could have Create a Wrestler. You had a few basic match types. But then they brought out SmackDown 2 the next year, and it was just complete game change. I remember playing that for up till about 2002, 2003 when I finally got a PS2, and just the match types. You had a Hell in a Cell.
I think sort of like creating your own character was quite cool on that, wasn't it? It was like
yeah. Well, I mean, with SmackDown 1, it was just like here's a few you can have heads from all the different wrestlers' bodies. Bit like was it like a?
It became you could mess with anything in the second one.
Yeah, exactly. You had move sets, so you could have you could make Hulk Hogan, make the Ultimate Warrior. I remember making the British Bulldogs and playing as them with William Regal as the manager, and the season mode lasted for. I don't think it ever ended. It was just
it did go on for ages, didn't they? What I used to love about those games as well is just beating your character to the point where it took like half an hour for him to stand back up. you wouldn't pin him or do anything. It just you do a finisher on him. It'd take ages to stand back up, and then you just do another finisher on him.
It felt like that, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh God, what was it? I mean, it's not the best SmackDown game. That would be Here Comes the Pain, but that's a PS2 game, so we can't talk about that one. But I remember taking me PS2 into college once and having an half an hour game. I'm just like a half an hour match with one of my mates. He was Bill Gold. No, he was Brock Lesnar. I was Bill Goldberg, and it was just.
We can't talk about this, but I'm going to anyway.
Yeah. I just want to say it was just that match, and it went up for half an hour. We just kept kicking out, countering each other's moves. I won in the end, but it went on for ages, and everybody just got dead excited watching it. We should have been doing college work.
You had to get that in, didn't you? You had to get that in.
I did have to say that I won.
No matter what, it was like, we can't talk about anything above PS1. Oh, do you know what though? This one thing that happened.
Well, yeah, we'll say that. Hey. But yeah, that's my second pick. That would be SmackDown 2. Chris, what's yours?
Right, my second one is actually the only arcade game that I've got, and that is Time Crisis 2.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah.
From 1997.
Did you have the G-Con?
Eh?
Did you have the G-Con gun?
No, I didn't have it.
He's on about the arcade.
I'm on about the arcade.
Yeah, well, okay. Sorry.
I only actually picked up like a PlayStation 2 when I went to university. So
you played it in the arcade.
I played it on arcades. I remember going on holidays with the school, like in the summer. Did I know it sounds dodgy, but they did a water sports holiday. That was either in like the south of France or the north of Spain.
Nothing.
And on the ferry over, Time Crisis was always on the ferry.
Yeah. It was.
And I absolutely love Time Crisis. I thought it was great. That was
great game.
that was where I kind of started. Like I'm quite good at shooting games at in arcades and so on. Like the actual proper ones with the pistols, not the ones where you just like have like a minigun with two handles and you're just waving it around the screen and what have you.
I absolutely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Time Crisis was the very start of that. Time Crisis 2 was the very
one where you
start.
shoot off the screen to reload.
Yeah, no,
it was a pet.
It was the pedal on the floor.
Yeah,
it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
I was going to say,
you press the pedal and you come out of hiding, right? And then you release the pedal and you ducked back behind. And there were certain like enemies that did like a red shot, and if you got hit by one of those, then you'd lose life. All the others were like stormtroopers just waving the guns around, shooting everywhere. But I thought it was cracking game.
Yes, that's an amazing pick.
So I was going to say, it's like basically like you're saying, but the other one as well, which Mike was on about where you shut off the screen, it's House of the Dead.
House of the Dead. What a game!
Well, that's it. That's it. Because like now, if I go to arcade, which I don't tend to, sort of thing. But if Ben wants to go to the arcade and what have you, and I mean, for the most part, I just kind of like watch Benj play and what have you. But you know, sometimes he wants to do like the 2-player, let's shoot things up sort of thing. And when he does, I'm always dead made up. It's like, yes, okay, let's shoot things. So there you go. Time Crisis 2.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I believe it is at Arcanes in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I think I played it on my 40th. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but okay. So, Mike, what is your second?
My second. Do you mind if I just like nip to the loo before we carry on?
That is absolutely fine. We'll jump to Craig then while Mike drains the lizard.
My second one is another Sega Mega Drive game, but I've got to go with Altered Beast.
Nice.
I just loved it. Like collecting those 4 balls that floating around, and you panic trying to grab them before you got whacked by an enemy or bounce backwards, and then being able to turn into that werewolf and kick everything's ass. Like it was awesome. And like the second level where you got to be a dragon, and it was just
awesome. That was always my favorite.
Yeah,
that one was awesome.
You know what though? I still never completed it. I've got to the last level. I got to the last level and just still can't do it. Like, because it was werewolf, dragon, bear, tiger.
Yeah, and then
I think werewolf again.
Yeah, and then another wolf. Yeah, it was.
But what I loved as well is they did a remake for the PlayStation 2, which was awesome.
I saw a video about that.
I absolutely loved it, and like I said, it was really good. Like I said, it was proper like 3D and it was proper gory and everything. And like I said, it was really, really good. I actually enjoyed it a lot. And like I said, being able to transform into, he said that when he transformed and everything, it went proper gory into the transformations of like the werewolf and the dragon and stuff like that. But yeah, Altered Beast for me was the ones that I did love. Yeah.
It's actually on iOS and Android as well.
It is, it's on it's on PS.
I can get it on the Xbox as well, but I think it's like £3 something.
Yeah,
it's still worth the pub. But I always remember the kick he used to do. He just used to do this like kick.
Yeah. Well, it makes me laugh though. You get those 3 balls. Like, third one transformed. Yeah. Like the first one
level up.
Yeah, the first one turns you into like a lightweight guy, and then the third one makes you like. I mean, the second one makes you like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like
it's like super buff,
super buff, and it's like rise from your grave.
Yeah.
And then the guy.
The thing is, I like the dragon one as well, but at the same time, that level was so hard. Or no, the boss was hard because that's the one with all the eyes.
I didn't think it was that hard. I used to just go straight on it and press the zapping button in it.
I hated that boss. I hated that boss.
No, the one with the tiger I hated. It was like an eye in the sky. And,
yeah, it was.
Right, and I didn't like that one. That's the one I didn't like. But yeah, Altered Beast for me.
Altered Beast was pretty awesome, to be fair.
Yeah, loved it.
Oh, What a smooth interval! He just slid in there like slide. That was like flawless. So, Mike, what is your second?
It's going to be Hunter for the Amiga. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Hunter for the Amiga.
I haven't.
No.
Right, quite a lot of people have not heard about Hunter for the Amiga. It was from 1991, and it was like sort of like a vector-based sort of like 3D game.
Right.
That was basically you started out on an island, and you'd walk into a hut, and you'd get a mission briefing. Your captain's head has been like taken, and you had to like find. Basically, the whole like the premise of the game was to find this decapitated head. Yeah, right, okay. So like you had to find this decapitated head. So you'd go off walking in these vector graphics in 3D. And you'd walk onto like the side of the island, and there was a boat. You could drive off on the boat. Then you get to another island, and there'd be a helicopter. You could fly the helicopter. It was the first time I ever seen open world graphics.
Yeah.
In 3D. And for many years later, I'd never seen these type of things done. So for me, it had to be Hunter for the Amiga because I think it was the first open world 3D game that I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I'm looking at it and it doesn't half look familiar. But I'm still not convinced I know it.
I was obsessed with it, and I never did find I played it so many times. I never did actually find the captain's head. I played it so many times. I never completed it. I still play it. I played it like a couple of months ago. I still can't complete it. It's so fucking hard. It's ridiculously hard. But like, I will one day complete that game.
One day you just be through your Facebook status saying, "I found the head.
I finally found this fucking head."
It was in my locker at home all the time.
Uncle Dave had it.
I don't want to know what Uncle Dave was using it for.
No.
Okay, let's move on to my third pick. So I'm going to go with a Super Nintendo game this time, and it's Super Star Wars. Now, it was so hard to pick between the trilogy. I did have to go with the first one, but only because finally I got to complete it when I got it on the PS4. Super Star Wars.
Yeah.
Those Star Wars games for the NES were just
amazing.
Punishingly difficult.
Yeah,
and I mean punishing. It was hard, and it was just so much fun at the same time. The soundtrack was amazing.
No, it was. And the TIE Fighter game, the TIE Fighter part of it was like awesome.
Yeah.
I just remember killing the thing. You had to go, hee, like the little guys.
That was it. If anybody's seen The Mandalorian, that second episode where he's trying to get his, parts of his ship back from the Jawas and he's climbed the sandcrawler. All I kept getting, they kept throwing stuff at him and all kinds. All it kept reminding me was of okay. I've been playing Super Star Wars at some point in his life. Because that was just reminded me.
Obsessed with Star Wars, so I can imagine he's played the game.
Yeah, but it's such an iconic game. I just really, really wish that they'd done Super Empire Strikes Back and Super Return of the Jedi. The only reason I just immediately dismissed Super Empire Strikes Back because it was just about 1,000 times more difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my third pick. Chris, what about you?
I'm going to adjust the order. I'm going to talk about them actually slightly because my second one was going to be Altered Beast. So I'm going to adjust it. No, don't be daft. So I'm going to adjust it, and I'm going to also have Altered Beast as my third pick. For basically the same sort of reasons that Craig said. I mean, I didn't have a Mega Drive, but my cousin did.
Yeah.
And like we'd go and he only lived like round the corner, so we'd go down and hang out and so on. But I would go down and kept asking him to get the Mega Drive out simply so I could play Altered Beast.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was yeah.
I think growing up when we were kids, it was that you either had like one you had NES, you had a Nintendo, the other one had somebody else in your family had a Master System or Mega Drive, and that's how it went. But I think we all had that when we was growing up. Okay, so Craig, what's your pick?
It's another Sega game, unfortunately, because it's a Sega side. But my Streets of Rage, like I love those games. Like it went off on the first. They've done a Streets of Rage 4, which is it's absolutely brilliant. The fact when you complete the game as well, you unlock all the other characters as well from like the first, the second, and the third that you can play. So it's absolutely brilliant. Like they bring all the characters back into the fourth one, but like I said, I remember playing the first and second one, like, but then the police car comes out of nowhere. You can be on like you're going up a lift and like you press the button, this police car comes out of nowhere and shoots a bloody rocket and
rockets on
the lift. And it's like I think one of them's on the boat as well. Like this police car coming across the boat. It's like what the fuck's it come? Like they're not. It just lands in the middle and just knocks everyone down.
It's fucking
I love playing that. Love playing those games. They're awesome.
Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I always heard the rumor that one of the girls in it was actually used to be a guy. Is that right? Or am I just?
I think. Did
anybody else hear that one? Yeah,
I've not heard that rumor.
No, because you
don't know.
Blake.
Yeah.
There's a girl out. There's two in the fourth one. There's like a police officer and some girl with a guitar. But no, they're the only girls in it. Like I said, I don't know any other ones who you got. I think his name Shiva. I think his name is something like that. He's in the. But no, there's no.
Okay.
There's no girl that's a dude or anything that I'm aware.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's okay. So it's just a rumor then. Okay, Mike, what's your third?
I'm gonna have to say Monkey Island 2: LeChuck's Revenge.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, Monkey Island. That's one series I've always wanted to play. So talk about it.
So like basically, because like one of my friends had a PC before I had a PC.
Yeah.
I used to go around his house, and he had Monkey Island 2: LeChuck's Revenge.
Yeah.
So I started playing it there, and then I got home and I realized it was on the Amiga, and I begged my parents to buy it on the Amiga. I begged my parents to have it on the Amiga. I finally got it, and I was obsessed with this game. It was so fucking amazing. Every single part of it is so good. The story is amazing. The whole setup is amazing. The one thing I will say though, the PC version had over the Amiga was the sound was better on the PC. There was there's this thing called, I can't even remember what it was called now, but there was this certain sort of sound system on a PC. As you moved into one area, it would mix the sound into the next area. It didn't do that on the Amiga. It just switched. So I noticed that instantly. The difference I noticed on the Amiga, and also in the graveyard, as you go to the graveyard, the bats would fly off, and on the Amiga, the bats would fly off, and it didn't make a noise, and on the PC, it made a noise, and I was like, "Oh my god, they didn't make a noise!" I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed. But I was so obsessed with this game. I can complete it from start to finish right now, without fucking fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it on the PlayStation Store, so I keep meaning to pick it up. But On your recommendation, I'll pick it up then.
It's
when it's
really,
sale.
really good, and it's stupidly funny. It's just daft
I believe
comedy.
so. Yeah, that's just right up my street. That one. Besides, like obviously the Lovecraft games. Okay, so I'm going to go for my fourth. Now, with you're all talking about Streets of Rage. It actually reminded me of a game that I'm actually going to change my choice now. I'm going to say Double Dragon 2 for the NES.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say Batman, but we talked about that last week. So but Double Dragon 2. I had Double Dragon, the first one for the Game Boy. But Double Dragon 2 was just something else. I just always remember that one level you're inside the helicopter, and this is when you'd have the enemies in the helicopter, and then the door would open, and you get sucked. You'd be trying to suck you out the door, a bit like your Uncle Dave. And then
leave Uncle Dave out of this. Come on.
But yeah, so I just remember being so difficult and so hard, but it was just so enjoyable. And when you talk about Streets of Rage, it just automatically just brought back those memories for me. And yeah, that's all I can really say. It was just, you love Double Dragon. Double Dragon series just amazing on the NES. So yeah, that's Double Dragon 2 for me. It's a short one.
Nice.
Chris, what about you? What's your fourth?
Right, my fourth one is going back to 1995, and it's going to be Warcraft 2: Tides of Darkness. I remember seeing this game like in a computer magazine or something like that, and just thinking, this looks awesome. I mean, I remember playing Command and Conquer. I remember playing Dune 2 and so on. But Warcraft 2 was just like the story elements of it and everything, and the style of it. I just thought it was absolutely fantastic, and that was the start of a very long and colourful kind of history with me and Blizzard, which has waned in recent years due to various issues that they seem to be unable to sort out amongst themselves. But but Warcraft 2 started it all, and then when I saw StarCraft advertised and described in another computer magazine, like a while later, that was just like that blew my mind. It was all images of siege tanks and aliens and all sorts of things, but it all started with Warcraft 2, and I always had this where I had to keep all the units, and don't ask me how or why. I had to keep all the units as like high on health as possible. So I was forever kind of like walking around with the with my units, and then if any of them died, then I wouldn't push on to the enemy base
as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't push on to the enemy base and finish the game. I'd go back to my base and fill up all my little groups, and I'd have like 9 Death Knights and 9 catapults and 9 of the, and don't ask me why. It's a bizarre thing. But yeah, but it was great. It was a great game. And Warcraft 3, when it finally came out, like years ago.
It was incredibly good, actually, Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, really good.
But what you're saying is you like to have a lot. You really like to have a large unit.
I actually thought you'd be serious then. I was like, not so much a large unit, but several large units.
What's even better?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Warcraft 2: Tides of Darkness. That was one of my kind of like
it's fucking
games.
amazing. That game. It really was
so good, so good.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, Craig, what is your third? What are we on for? Fourth.
Fourth, yeah. The new console for me, Super Nintendo, and it was Street Fighter 2.
Oh,
yes.
What a game!
Oh, I was so close to picking Street Fighter 2 as one of mine. So me and Craig are on a
wavelength.
Are on the same level here.
Yeah.
Like going Ryu, Hadouken, Blanca, zapping the hell out of people. But what I love is like, I think it was like after every second level, it was just random.
Back forward, roll.
No. after every second level, like destroy barrels. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Like,
just
awesome,
kicking the shit out of a car. Yeah.
And then obviously you had the ones with the barrel sky. It's like, where's this come from? Yeah, like,
no, Street Fighter 2 was awesome, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
On the
really
SNES. Yeah, it was really good.
Okay.
Street Fighter 2.
Okay, so who did you always like to play as?
It was Ryu. It was Ryu. And Ryu or Blanca. Like I said,
basic. Oh God! I was going to say the basic characters, but Blanca's not a basic character.
No.
Blanca, Ryu or Blanca, like you said, but
I think a lot of people used to go as Guile because he was fast.
Yeah, I used to go as Guile.
Yeah,
you got Chun-Li as well with a spinning bird.
Yeah.
Kick, like spinning bird kicking, like defy gravity for like 2 seconds.
She was not fast on the lows though. She was quite good on the highs, but she was pretty shit on the lows.
I used to go M Bison and spam that spin across the screen attack. And that was it. I just spam it backwards and forwards until they were dead. So
we always used to have somebody who was playing with some little fucker used to play as Eddie Honda and just do the 100-hand slap for the entire game.
Yeah.
We all did it. The person who either went Ryu or Ken was really good at the game.
Yeah.
Because they knew the fucking game. They knew the combinations. They knew the things. If anyone went Ryu or Ken, they're going to kick your ass.
Oh, yeah.
True. Definitely.
Ryu and Blanca, they were my two.
Brilliant. Mike, what's your fourth?
My fourth would be Day of the Tentacle.
Oh,
that's ace.
The sequel to Maniac Mansion.
Yes, absolutely.
I love Maniac Mansion, but Day of the Tentacle, I've got it on the PS4.
It's so good. Like that game is amazing, and like it's LucasArts when they did games at their best. It was utterly funny. It was clever. It was stupid. It was brilliant, and it was actually a really good game. Yeah,
it is a classic. It's brilliant, that game. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and how can you not deny like a metal like tentacle? Yeah, like one of the parts in the game is you have to turn on.
You can try.
One of the parts of the game is you have to turn on the metal and put the speaker on the floor to make the sick fall off the next floor.
Have we strayed into hentai by any chance?
That's pretty much what it is. Like no, it's not hentai. You know,
turn on the metal tentacle. You said too much, Michael. You said too much.
You know, you played the game.
True.
It's not at all hentai, and it's so fucking good. It's tentacles one tentacle trying to take over the world because a mad scientist creates basically he creates some weird soup. One of them drinks it and like creates arms. The other tentacle doesn't create arms. Then you have to go back in time to like fix everything.
What a game!
Sounds like it. It does sound bad for a name, though. Day of the Tentacle, like
it's so fucking amazing, though. It's so good.
Yeah. The original Maniac Mansion was just as good. I mean, that was brilliant.
The original Maniac Mansion's hard.
It is, but I just always remember that one bit. If you say you're like you're in the room, the killer, and you put the hamster in a microwave, you're instantly dead straight away.
But in Day of the Tentacle, you have to put the hamster in the microwave. What was it? It's in like a shirt or something. You have to put it's a wet shirt. You have to put the hamster in the microwave. And he's like, I don't want to do this. I've done this before. It didn't go well as last time.
Poor hamster.
Getting flashbacks.
God, I remember that. I can picture it like really clearly. Oh, bloody hell.
This didn't go well last time I did this.
Like that, he's just shaking on the floor afterwards. Okay, we'll move on to the fifth and final. Now, I'm just going to give a few honorable mentions before I say my final one.
Yes.
And it was Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, fantastic.
Then Castlevania for the Nintendo.
Yes.
Nice.
And Maniac Mansion, I was actually going to say for the Nintendo.
Brilliant.
But my fifth one is an arcade game. It just reminds me of being on the Isle of Wight in 1990, just spending the summer at a summer camp. And every night when all the parents are drinking, we'd be in the arcade section, just camped at this cabinet, and it was the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
That was what I was. That is. I mean, I think One Up has released the cabinet for it. I think one of those mini cabinets. But if money was no object, I would be certainly having that in my little room. But I think I would get mad if I did come home with one of those. But yeah, it was just amazing. I must have spent so much money on there, but it's just the graphics was amazing, the music was amazing. I mean, I think Konami released it for the second Nintendo game, but it was just not a
Konami.
Konami, yeah, Konami, yeah. I can't even pronounce it now. But yeah, Konami redid it for the NES, so it just was awful. But the original for the arcade was just amazing. Chris, what was your fifth and final? Got any honorable mentions as well?
Yeah, I've got a couple of honorable mentions. Minesweeper, which I used to sit and play in the sixth form block for hours on end. I've been told to mention Sinistar.
Never heard of it.
Neither have I, but Ben has found it somewhere, possibly on YouTube, and I've been told to mention it. It's from 1983. So I was probably I wasn't even a year old at that point. So, but it looks like it's kind of like almost like an asteroids-y sort of thing, but with like a big boss sort of thing. So it looks like it's quite cool. Apparently, it's quite creepy looking and what have you, but it's supposed to be really difficult as well. So, but like I said, I don't actually know what it is, but I've been, Ben wanted me to mention it, so I have done. And every other or every sort of Amsoft game, I think, is going to be an honourable mention because, like I said, these are all games that I played on my Amstrad. But there was one game, and I actually looked, and I'm trying to think. So it's Tuesday. We record this on Tuesday. So if this, shush. Well, I'm trying to work out right. So if this goes right, it should still be on the Epic Game Store until 4 p.m. British time on Thursday, and it's the what's it called?
Too late then.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah, it will be. Well, in that case, you'll have missed it. If you're listening to this, you'll have missed it. Where were you? What were you doing? But there's like a load of retro games on there at the moment. One of the free things this week is,
it's too late.
Yeah. One of the free things this week was like a load of retro games and so on. And I went on there and I was reminded of this game. And I thought, I can't believe I couldn't think of it or like I'd forgotten about it. And that is Bubble Bobble.
Bubble Bobble was amazing.
Bubble Bobble was awesome. It was awesome.
I would 100% agree with you on Bubble Bobble.
So, yeah. So, 1986.
And two-player Bubble Bobble was even better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The one is so good.
It was amazing. And I've played it like this week, and it's so good.
It's so much fun. It's genuinely so much fun.
Incredibly fun.
You basically you put the enemies in the bubble and you pop the bubble and then you collect the fruit and it's fucking amazing. And the idea is so simple, and you just literally just put the bubbles. Oh my god! Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
it was absolute genius. Now, apparently, the guy who designed it was trying to think of a game. They were trying to kind of rejuvenate the company's like part of the industry. I think it was Taito. Taito published it.
Taito
And
published
they
it.
were trying to kind of rejuvenate themselves. So they were trying to design a game that they thought would appeal to women, apparently. Specifically couples that visited arcades. That's why it's a 2-player.
That's pretty cool.
And apparently they had all these designs of stuff, things that they thought would appeal to women. And they had literally hundreds and hundreds of ideas. And after a process of elimination, they narrowed it down to bubbles as the core game mechanic.
I wonder if that's why Alex the Kid is so similar.
Possibly. Now, apparently the initial idea was to have a robot with a spike on its head, but he didn't like it at all. He didn't think that was cool. The guy who designed the game, and he thought dinosaurs were better. So now you've got the little dinosaur dragon things, and it's awesome. It's so good. And if you haven't got the retro thing from Epic for free this week so far, like you guys, if you're listening to this, you've already missed it. But you guys have time. You can go. You can get it. You can play.
And if not, you can just fucking emulate all of it,
and you can be happy. But there you go. Yeah, it was absolute
recommendation.
It was. I couldn't get over it, and I haven't thought about it in years. And then there it was, and I just thought, no, that's got to be my number one.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Excellent. Craig, what is yours?
Yeah, I've got mentions. First one is
Yes.
You still love playing Shinobi. Yeah, getting the limited kunai knives by keeping all the stuff.
Yes, awesome game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then the game where you get the finisher, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You could just, and you know that as well. I was reading, I was watching they made it hard, the finisher moves, so that people won't believe it. So that your friends have got, I managed to do this move, and it's like, never, so that they'll spend more money in the arcades on it. That's why the originally made the finisher so hard as well.
Nice.
To do, so that people spend more money. But yeah, my final game
makes sense to me.
My final game that I liked was I remember playing on the Sega Master System was Golden Axe.
Oh, Golden Axe.
Oh, yeah.
Good game,
just getting all those blue orbs and this massive dragon's head that come across the screen and just torched everything that was. I think if you were the Viking, it was like a big, massive thunderstorm. The woman just used to. I think she was that used to come out the ground. The guy, it was just like a massive dragon's head that used to come across the shoot fire. But even it used to terrify me as well. Going up against that change colour when you got harder, and it was so hard.
Yeah.
As well, smacking it for ages, and they'd get back up and come back to you. Wow. But Golden Axe.
And you'd always be hitting one, and then another one would come up behind you, and you'd be just about to kill one, and then he'd hit you. It's you little. And
it's the sound that he made when he died. That was something a weird noise that used to he got killed. But yeah, Golden Axe for me.
Golden Axe, brilliant. Mike, what is your final one?
I have to say Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, see, I thought that was going to be on Craig's list because Craig loves Final Fantasy. I'm actually surprised he didn't mention it.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy VII for me. Mm-hmm. Go on, Craig. Go on.
No, I was going to say, I know you said PlayStation 1 could bring the retro games, but I decided not to put PlayStation 1 games on my list because I decided from when I started playing the actual games, that's what I picked for my retros and stuff like that. So that's why I didn't pick any PlayStation games.
I think for me, it was because the first time I ever played my PlayStation was, my dad said to me, "Go upstairs."
Uncle Dave's waiting for you.
No.
I was about to say, sorry.
There's a PlayStation 7. There's a PlayStation 1 upstairs for you, and I got my PlayStation 1, and it was one of them chipped ones.
Oh yeah.
And then what he said to me was like, "Uncle Dave makes copies of these." So I stopped over at Uncle Dave's one night, and he had like Final Fantasy 7. So after we took our our pre-game shower together,
Yeah,
I played on Uncle Dave's joystick. So then I went over to Uncle Dave's joystick, and we played Final Fantasy 7 together for the first time, and it was absolutely amazing. I've never played a game any better than that.
Sound like Uncle Dave fulfilled his Final Fantasy.
Are you guys okay?
yeah.
I just think Uncle Dave fulfilled his Final Fantasy.
I think he did.
What did you think of the remake?
I think. Do you know what? Uncle Dave got the ultimate. And
What did you get? The ultimate summon from it?
ultimate summon. He showed me, like he said, if you press these two buttons, then
It's the pauses.
Pardon?
I said it's the. I can't cope.
So you press these two buttons.
And you press these two buttons, yes.
Yeah.
And it makes Cloud do his ultimate. Yeah. Yeah. So like it was great. It was I really enjoyed playing Final Fantasy 7 with my Uncle Dave. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just after our lovely shower together.
Can I ask, did you wear your Batman Speedos, or were they not involved?
What, in the shower? You
Yeah.
don't wear Speedos in the shower.
Each to their own, as I say. Each to their own.
Come on.
Okay. Well, that's covered the whole list. So quickly, before we have to wrap it up for the evening, what is our favourite games of all time? So I'll start off with mine. So I actually racked my brain, and most of them are all on the PS2. So I'll give you the honourable mentions, and I'll go to the last one. I'll go for the first honourable mention, which is the only PS3, is Assassin's Creed 2. So we'll go to the honourable mentions of the PlayStation 2, with Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh, good.
Smackdown, Here Comes the Pain.
Mm-hmm.
Now the last two were like front runners for the my favourite game of all time. That was Metal Gear Solid 3 and Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Nice.
Oh, Prince of Persia, a good game.
Which I am really looking forward to, and I was really gutted because the remake has not been released yet, but I know it's coming out very soon. And my favourite game of all time, I've had it on the PS2, the PS3, and the PS4. I'll probably, if I ever get a PS5, I'll be on that. It is Resident Evil 4.
Nice.
They're doing a remake of that as well, ain't they?
Oh, of course they are. And you know what? I'll probably buy that as well. It's just for me, it's just a perfect action horror game. That's all I can say. It's perfect. You just
It is good.
every time you do a replay of it, you can get something new out of it, and especially with trophies now, we can just see what like weird trophies you can get. I mean, there's one where you just shoot the. You have to shoot the water, and then the big salamander will come out and eat you, and that's a trophy. I have to go back and play that about 3 times.
I've got like Uncle Dave moments.
Uncle Dave jumping out of the bath for you.
Yeah.
Surprise! Here comes Tickle.
Oh god.
Chris, what is your favourite game of all time?
Favorite game of all time. I played World of Warcraft for quite a while. So that's probably up there. Something I've got to say. I mean, I really like playing. As frustrating as it can be, I really like playing League of Legends. I play it a lot, and I don't do too badly. I by no means like any like really really good or anything daft like that sort of thing. But I do play a lot. I find it really interesting. I watch the esports. I'm a big fanatic fan. And that was, I think that's kind of like my first kind of exposure to like esports and so on, which I'm a bit, like I said, a big fan of. Is watching League of Legends, and I've kind of gone out to different. I used to watch London Spitfire playing Overwatch and stuff like that, but competitive computer games is something that's really quite important to me. I really really enjoy it, and that all stems from League of Legends. So I've got to give an honourable mention to Magic the Gathering though as well, which is not technically a card game, technically, sorry, a computer game.
Hold on,
it is very much a card game. And
it's very much a card game.
It's very much a card game, and it is quite a
I'm
retro
very
one.
well aware of.
It goes back to 1995, so it is pretty much a retro one. And I've played Magic on and off for a number of years now. So,
nice.
But now all my Magic playing is all online now. It's all on Magic Arena. So for me, it's now moved to very much a digital game. So, but between the two of them,
that shit now, hasn't it?
Eh?
So that has hasn't it?
But yeah, between the two of them, they kind of like encompass a lot of my my kind of like gaming. So yeah.
Oh, very good. Craig, what about you? What's your favourite of all time?
Yeah, I've got my favourite series is the Final Fantasy series. Love them, absolutely love them. It was number 8 that actually got me into it. I demo of number 8, and then I was hooked from there. But favourite game of all time, like I said, is Kingdom Hearts 2. I absolutely love Kingdom Hearts. I love the series. Like I said, the first and the third one are brilliant, but my favourite one out of them is the second one. It's just absolutely brilliant. Like, just mixing Disney with Square, like Final Fantasy characters in with Disney characters. It's just brilliant. Like I said, the story is amazing as well. Like I said, who'd have think you make a weapon out of a key to make a key a weapon, and like I said, it just works so well in it as well. It does really work so well. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts 2, brilliant.
Yeah, nice.
And Michael, what is your last one? What's your favourite game of all time?
For me, everything Amiga, because I was such an Amiga fan. Uncle Dave used to hold my hand and hold the mouse with me as I played Cannon Fodder. You know, they're like, you teach me how to like shoot the buildings and shoot, like press both buttons. You know, that would press a bomb. Press one button, that would like shoot people. Press the right button, that's a grenade. And then Uncle Dave showed me all the ways of Cannon Fodder. And like Cannon Fodder was like a massively like great game for me. That and Lemmings. The original Lemmings was an amazing game for me. Me and Uncle Dave played that for hours and hours and hours.
Before you became his cannon fodder.
Pardon?
Before you became his cannon fodder.
I don't know what you mean.
He presses 2 buttons and...
Sorry?
Yeah. I give up.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah, it's probably for the best, yeah. Okay.
He did once say to me, like, if I press on his turbo button, that I can make him go a little bit faster.
Do you have to shout Red Rocket at the same time?
No, I just had to like sit there and keep my eyes closed.
Oh.
And on that note.
Anyway.
Moving swiftly on.
Moving swiftly on. That is episode 3 all wrapped up. Congratulations, and thank you for putting up with us talking at length about our favourite retro video games. You can find me at The Geeky Dad on Instagram, at Twitter at The Geeky Dad 29, also on the PlayStation at Geeky Dad 29. And Craig, where can we find you?
You can find me still on Xbox. More than welcome to add me or anyone who wants to.
Okay. And Chris?
Twitter is at ethereal_UK_, and the Twitch channel is www.twitch.tv/etherealuk.
Perfect. And Michael, where can we find you?
As System Smoke or System Smokes on pretty much everything.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you very much for joining us again this week, boys. Next week, we'll be talking about a certain wall crawler.
Uncle Dave!
I was waiting for someone to say Uncle Dave.
No, that's a kid.
I was literally sat here waiting.
I was going to say Uncle Dave isn't a wall crawler, he's a curb crawler.
No, leave Uncle Dave alone. Uncle Dave's good. He's a nice dude.
Uncle Dave used to shoot his webs.
Yeah,
Hey, Michael, slip! Right in the eyes.
Uncle Dave's a good dude. Come on. He's
You can't even justify it anymore.
No, I can't.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us on the Geeky Dads podcast. We'll see you next week when we're discussing Spider-Man. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Game over.
Take a bath, take a bath, drink all the way. I want fun in a super in a wet open day. Hey. What is it? Jingle bell, jingle bell. Jingle all the way. Welcome to the Geeky Dad podcast. Hey, you guys. Thank you for listening to the Geeky Dads podcast this week. You can find us on Twitter at Geeky Dads Pod, Instagram at Geeky Dads Podcast, Facebook.com/The Geeky Dads Podcast, and now we're also on YouTube under the Geeky Dads Podcast. Oh my god, you guys, we're just everywhere right now. Now, screw you guys, I'm going home. I'm sailing away. Saying for the birds and sea, 'cause I got to be free. I'm pretty fast life that's ahead of me.